And we are live. Welcome to another episode of AB Tribal Combat. We got a packed show today with some huge headlines from both boxing and MMA. We will be talking about Dalton Smith's both claims about stopping Subriel Matias, the messy situation with Ashton Silva's release from MVP, a deep dive into Terence Crawford's all-time pound-for-pound list, the shocking rumors of Ronda Rousey UFC return, Danny Garcia's next bout, and a highlight knockout. Let's get right into it. We all know Subriel Matias is considered one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. The guy has 23 wins and 22 of them are by knockout. He's the boogeyman of the super lightweight division. So when Dalton Smith, the undefeated mandatory challenger, comes out and says he's very confident he could stop Subriel Matias, you just have to laugh. That's a bold claim from a fighter with just 18 wins.
That man gets it, and look, another fantastic matchup here. The boogeyman, the puncher against Dalton Smith. Smith is another mini Liam Paro type. You know, this man from the UK has great legs, great combination punching, and a great name, Dalton Smith. He sounds like an actor, a super.
Now, to be fair to Smith, Matias has shown he's human. He lost his IBF belt to Liam Pyro, and his last win over Alberto Puello was by majority decision, so he's not invincible, but he's always a threat. The fight is being set for November 22nd, but here's the real drama. Alberto Puello, who lost the belt to Matias, has a rematch clause and he's actively trying to enforce it on social media. So it's very possible we might not even see this matchup happen right away. We will have to wait and see if Smith even gets a shot. But either way, he's definitely not shy about calling his shot. Next, jakepaul's most valuable promotions has released their lightweight prospect, Ashton H2O Silva. And let's just say Silva is not happy about it. This all comes more than a year after his crushing knockout loss to Lucas Badi. Silva went on social media to vent, saying the way MVP handled this doesn't sit right. He was the first real prospect they signed and even stepped up to fight Badi after his original opponent got injured. But after getting knocked out, he feels he was betrayed. He said, "I thought Jake was my brother. Instead of support, I got a release letter. No court, no convo, just cut." He also pointed out the irony that Lucas Badi, the guy who knocked him out, is now getting protected by MVP and won't even give him a rematch. MVP did release their own statement, and it's a very different story. They say their relationship with H2O was only advisory and that he was never under an exclusive promotional agreement. They claim Silva pursued opportunities with other organizations multiple times. It's a classic case of he said, she said, but it's clear there are some raw feelings. It's also worth remembering that Silva was pitching a shutout in that fight before he was brutally knocked out face first, and now Badi is getting big fights with the promotion. It's an ugly side of the business, but what do you think this means for Silva's career moving forward? Terence Bud Crawford recently gave his list of the top 5 all-time pound-for-pound fighters. He didn't put them in any order, and it wasn't a thoughtful, guaranteed answer. It was more of an off-the-head list, but gives us a unique look into what a fighter of his caliber thinks about the greats who came before him.
The 5 greatest of all time, pound for pound.
Ooh, you got Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran.
The list included Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Marvin Hagler, and Roberto Duran. What's interesting is that Crawford just flew out the names. Reports are circulating that Ronda Rousey is set to make a UFC return, with a potential fight with Kayla Harrison on the horizon. The wildest part, this fight is rumored to be part of a White House UFC event.
Ronda Rousey gonna come back and going to fight the winner of Amanda Kayla, as long as the winner is Kayla. Okay. Now this is the story. This is the story. And let me tell you what part of this I can confirm. I can confirm the story came from Ronda.
This will be a great fight, a clash between the original woman superstar of the UFC and a dominant undefeated force in Kayla Harrison. The return of Rowdy Ronda will be one of the biggest events in UFC history. The combat sports world is mourning the tragic deaths of 2 28-year-old Japanese boxers, Shigetoshi Kotari and Hiromasa Urakawa. The 2 boxers died days after suffering severe brain injuries in separate fights on the same card at Tokyo's Korakuen Hall on August 2nd. Both underwent operations for bleeding inside the skull. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their families and loved ones. Alright, let's talk about Danny Swift Garcia, who's set to headline a show on October 18th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The opponent is still to be determined, which is why this is such a fascinating topic. A lot of us are hoping he gets matched up with someone outside the top tier in the junior middleweight division. Honestly, at his age, Danny just doesn't look capable of beating any of the top contenders at 154 pounds anymore. This fight is a truly pivotal moment for his career. It will show us what he has left in the tank and whether he's ready to make one last run or if this is more of a legacy bout. It's going to be very interesting to see who he ends up getting in the ring with. And finally, we got a knockout that everyone is still talking about. We're going to roll the tape now of Brian Norman Jr. knocking out Sasaki.
The body shot by Norman. Oh! Oh, he's out cold! Out cold! A gigantic... What a shot by Brian Norman Jr. Absolutely.
Just look at the power and precision on display here. That's a fighter who's not afraid to end the night early. An absolutely vicious knockout from Brian Norman Jr. that you have to see to believe. And that's a wrap. We covered Dalton Smith bold prediction, the messy business with Ashton Silva and MVP. We got a little insight of Terence Crawford's pound for pound list, the shocking rumors of a Ronda Rousey UFC return, the tragic passing of 2 Japanese boxers, Danny Garcia's next fight, and the explosive knockout from Brian Norman Jr. And that's all I got for you. Don't forget to drop a like, a subscribe, a comment, and share. Do all that good stuff for me. Until next time.